This is why I want to take this time to clarify the past 3 months of nonsense and disorder. There, come. All of you guys who spoke against me, please feel free to retalk to me, because I'm not going to hold this against you because you did not attend the meeting. You were not there.
So I have to question your qualifications to be on the board at all. Evening, I'm Alex Alcantara. I'm here to speak tonight against comments made by Vice President SOO YOU relating to Latinos, critical race theory, and history. The comments related to Hispanics needing to spend more time studying and getting tutored instead of spending money on things like quinceañeras. I have to say I find this comment quite offensive. It implies that Hispanic parents and students don't prioritize education. I'm here to tell you that's not the case. Please know that we work very hard indeed to ensure that our students take education seriously, and yes, surprise, we can handle both quinceañeras and education at the same time. It seems that SOO YOU has low disregard for students of this district. The philosophy of this board states that the governing board believes that all students can succeed regardless of their race, background, or ability. School staff shall embody this philosophy in all district programs and activities. The comments made at this meeting do not seem to be consistent with this statement. But for me, the bigger issue stems from her question, quote, why should white children feel responsible for what happened 200 years ago? That's a quote. Vice President Yu, may I just say that I don't know of anyone who's asking K through 12 students to feel responsible for slavery or racist acts of the past. Critical race theory analyzes how society uses race, sexuality, gender, and other differentiators to systematically separate and discriminate against minority groups. In other words, it doesn't seek to simply make people feel bad. It seeks to prevent racism and discrimination in the future. I hope you're not against this. It's highly concerning that Vice President SOO YOU doesn't seem to understand that difference. Have you forgotten about the Black Lives Matter protests from just last year? Did hundreds of thousands of people protesting not impact you? If so, I have to question your qualifications to be on the board at all. SOO YOU stated, we need to teach them math, we need to teach them English, we need to teach them critical thinking skills so they know that they can think for themselves. Critical is the first word in critical race theory. Are you against that? And if so, is SOO YOU against teaching CRT in public schools, and is she working to eliminate that from ABC? If not, why not? Perhaps it's because critical race theory isn't a subject taught in the district. It was announced that SOO YOU is not subject to censure because her comments were considered personal opinion. The bylaws of the board state that when speaking to community groups, the media, or other members of the public, individual board members should recognize that their statements may be perceived as reflecting the views and positions of the board. Board members have a responsibility to identify their personal viewpoints as such and not as the viewpoint of the board, end quote. Did you identify your comments as such? I'm not sure, but I do know that you did identify yourself as a school board member. You commented that, quote, school board members that you elect, they do have influence on how to and what to make a priority, unquote. The board has done many positive things in this area, such as hiring diversity and equity officer Adrienne Thomas and approving funding for diversity and equity training at Whitney High School. And yes, I appreciate that board member Nishii and Laura Guayavera and President Sofia Say wore a Mexican dress in celebration of Hispanic Heritage Month at the last meeting. These are small but important signs of respect for their constituents. While I joined for the call for SOO YOU to resign, I don't believe that'll actually happen. So let me ask this board tonight, if critical race theory is being taught in the district, to please identify the grade level of the school and the class where this subject is being taught. If this is not the case, I ask Board Member SOO YOU to explain why she's publicly criticizing the teaching of a subject that is not being taught in this district and consider it an obstacle to educators. Let's stop being divisive. I'm a proud Whitney parent and I'm active on the Whitney LPA, Latino Parents Association, as well as the Whitney High School Foundation. While I do not represent those organizations tonight, my comments are reflective of the thoughts of many parents in the districts that I've spoken with. I'm here to tell the board tonight that there are parents who will work in the coming elections to ensure that they are represented by people who respect the values and ethics of their constituents. Thank you very much.
I want you to know who I am.